And so now we're recording. So I'm going to ask just a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
You already told me, but I forget your age.
So my document says I have 25, but in reality, I'm going to be 24 in February 18th.
Oh.
Right. But you can put what document say. I mean, whatever.
Okay.
Right. It was for some reason. There was a mistake.
There's a mistake.
Right. So I kept it like that. I didn't want to change it.
Does it have the correct birth date?
I mean,
Just the wrong year?
I was born February 18th, 1994. But there was a mistake, so I kept like that. Just for clarifying.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. That's interesting, huh? Length of time in the United States. How long have you been in the United States?
It's like a year and a half. Like I got here 2016.
Okay.
In August. On August 22nd, 2016. Yeah, I arrived in Chicago, Illinois, O'Hare International Airport. It's like, that's the airport name. O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
Right.
And what's the length of time that you've been friends with somebody from Welcoming the Stranger?
I met first Claudette. Somebody told me about it, and we met, and we started. She connected me with Tony, right? Because the first time Tony called me, he told me it was one of the Welcoming the Stranger. So, and we got things started at that time. It was.
When was it?
Wait. I think it was November 2016. Right.
Okay. So when you arrived in Chicago, I'm just curious, how did you end up in Maine?
Yeah. Chicago through Philadelphia, and I got in Maine. I mean, I spent like 3 days in Chicago because that was the right place. And after that, because I had no one, and some friends. I paid the train, and it got me to Philadelphia, and I spent like 3 weeks, and I arrived in Maine on September 16th. I can't forget a day.
That's a good memory.
Right.
But why Maine?
Was
it just
right? Because I am asylum seeker. So I had some problem in Chicago. I couldn't stay there, so that's why I moved up in Maine, because I had no money. I needed the assistance. So a friend told me, if you go to Maine, you can find the assistance. In the meantime, when you're still seeking for your asylum. So that's why I got up in Maine.
Okay.
Right. Because I had no one. Right.
Wow. So now when you were in, all right, so then you came to Maine in September.
Right.
2016.
2016. It was on September 17, 2016. Right.
Okay. Can you just describe your experience as a friend with Tony with Welcoming the Stranger? How's your experience been?
Yeah, there's a lot of experience. Experience first with Claudette.
Yep.
Yeah, because thanks to her, I couldn't even meet Tony, and I was surprised after just after 4 or 5 days we talked because I used to live on Sherman Street before moving to Shell Street, and she's just behind me on Green Street.
Okay.
Right, Opportunity Alliance.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And after that, we were meeting on regular basis. So after that, she told me that she was gonna connect me with somebody to help me because she was asking me about my goals, my ambitions. So she appreciated me. She told me, "You're good. You got up here. You speak. Your English is more than I do." Yeah, and she told me she would connected me with somebody. That's why after 5 or a week, Tony called me, and we met and we started.
And how did you first? Where you said that he met you at your apartment? No.
Started.
No, Tony. Where did you meet him first?
We met on Green Street.
Okay.
There's a pre-kids school. We met there because it was raining. Yeah. So after that, so the purpose was I was looking for a place to volunteer. So for the assistance, if they're giving you the assistance, you gotta there's some set number of hours you gotta complete if you wanna be eligible to receive the assistance.
Okay.
So that's I was obliged to do some work there. It was on Oxford Street and Chestnut Street, taking care of homeless shelter and cleaning all facilities, both families and homeless.
Okay.
So that was the thing we discussed with Claudia, and she told me she would connect me with somebody who's gonna help me to find a place to volunteer, and that Tony called me. And the first time we met, he suggested me to go to Prabhu Street. That's the place I'm still volunteering today, even though I got a job.
Oh.
Right.
You still have to volunteer?
Right. I started, it was February 16, 2016, and until now, because I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So there's a lot of, especially I think, thanks to Claudia, she really helped me. Right. She gave me the courage to believe, because coming here, and I had a lot of anxieties. I was worried. I lived by myself. I left my mom, so and the situation wasn't good. She felt the same way, so she really helped me. Yeah.
He's a good person.
Yeah, and also about Tony, there's a lot to say.
Yeah, tell me about Tony.
Yeah, since we met, it's been helping me even though I got a job. Right. It's always there when I need something. And he paid for my deposit.
Wow.
Yeah, he paid 500, and he does a lot of things, a lot of things.
That was generous of him to do that, huh?
Yeah, and not only him, but his wife also, Lori. They both they might be my mentors, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, they are
Maybe they
technically,
never
but
talk-
they're more like
Right.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most people with Welcoming the Stranger, they call them mentors and mentees. Like
Right.
you'd be the mentee and he's the mentor.
Right.
But you know what? Most of the people I've talked to, they say it's not my mentor, that's my friend, or
Right.
it's like my family. You know, so it's
Because they invite me there to hanging out together with he and his wife. Home, sometimes it comes and we have a lot of stuff to do. Anything, anytime is there.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's great. What's
He
the
got,
word?
he's really good. He got a heart of God. I love him.
That's great. So, what's the most positive aspect of your experience having Tony as a friend, or having somebody with, having Welcoming the Stranger be part of your life? What's the best part of it?
The best is, first off, I'm not familiar with American system. That's the thing. And if we're trying to compare African life, is completely different with American. I mean the system. For getting involved in the society, you need to be trained.
Yeah.
So that's Tony that did and is still doing. And the first thing, he encouraged me to find a lawyer for my process, and when we met, it was helping me to in many things, like to get familiar with the city first. And I'm gonna be honest, there's some stuff I never seen in Africa, so it's
Like what?
like there's a lot.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'm sure. This is Maine. It's different than.
And another thing, I got up, he was winning. The win was us on the way. It was really tough. And Claudette, I remember I still have her jacket she gave me. Yeah. And Tony helped me to found like some places, different places, like charities, like many places, so you can go if you need something. They can give you. Both Claude and Tony. So there's a lot.
Yeah.
We can spend a night talking about it. Just a small one, just kind of.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things.
Okay.
I have a positive experience in brief.
Yeah.
Right.
So he helped with. I like what you said about train. Like you have to kind of be trained to learn how
Yeah,
to.
he's still training me.
Yeah.
Right. Like everything I do, before doing it, I ask him because he knows the system. He was born here
Yeah.
all his life.
Yeah.
Right, so he knows more than I do. So anything, anytime, I ask him, and he helps me to do. If you do this, for example, for creating my bank account,
Yeah.
it really helped me. He oriented me to a good bank. Like he told me, I do this. If you do this, things will work. And I tried. I have good result. Right.
So he helped you with that, with getting a bank account.
Exactly. And he helped me also to find a job. Right.
Good. That's good. Did he talk about like interviewing for a job and
Exactly.
you know, because you don't you don't necessarily know that.
I never went.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I spent all my life in college. After completing, and like, excuse me for using the word, but it's crazy. Yeah, after that, things didn't work in Congo because my mom doesn't live in Congo. She's in Angola. And with four, a sister, and I have two brothers, two siblings. They live out of Congo. Yeah.
Do you still have any family in Congo?
I mean, some relatives. Right.
Do you talk to them? To your mother? Or
Yeah, she's in Angola sometimes.
Yeah.
She called me after, before it came.
Oh, good. That's good. So you get to talk to her.
Right. Almost every week.
Good.
Yeah. So it trained me how to do an interview, how to cultivate good manners, because there's a difference. I had noticed something. We have different societies and different cultures, so that means a lot.
Yeah.
I can train you if you were in Africa because I know how African act. I know if you try to do this, they were not gonna tell you, hey, why did you do this? But things were not gonna work out for you.
Yeah.
So it really helped me with that, to be
Yeah.
more careful, to see how to act. That's the key point.
Okay.
I'm really grateful.
And that would be like if I went to Africa, I would want somebody to say,
Exactly.
this is how we order
How to
food,
dress.
and this is how, yes, and when,
You gotta put a lot of perfume, like, like, there's a lot.
yeah, all those little things that if you're born there, you know,
Yeah, that's the thing.
but if you're new, like, you
It's
don't
normal.
know. And you don't want to offend somebody, but if you don't know, so you need somebody to tell you. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I didn't prepare any speech, but
No,
it helped me a lot.
there's no speech necessary.
Yeah.
We're just talking. So.
Right.
So you've told me some good things about, some really good things about what Tony's done. Is there anything else that Welcoming the Stranger or Claudette or Tony that you could have?
Right. There's a woman. She gave me 200 for Tony.
She gave you what?
200.
Okay.
But she gave it through Tony. But I can't remember her name.
Okay.
Because we had a meeting 3 or 4 months ago up on Manjoy Hill. Yeah, we met all asylum seekers with the mentors. We met, but I can't remember her name. She's a part of Welcoming English Stranger.
Okay.
Right.
Nancy? Would it be Nancy?
Exactly.
Okay.
You know
Yeah,
her?
she's a good person. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had known about that meeting. I would have gone to that so that I
Shit.
could.
So,
That's okay.
I gotta grab some napkins. It's gonna damage something.
Nah,
Sorry.
no problem.
So, are you sure it's gonna keep recording?
No, it's okay. Here, I'll take just one of those. That off.
Sorry.
That's okay. No harm done. No problem. Here, I'll put that up there.
Sorry.
No problem. It's all good. It's okay. So you were saying that you went to this meeting? I wish I had known about that.
Yeah.
I think that would have been fun.
It was like a small gathering. We met, we ate, and I mean, it was like to create like connections. Right. We met a lot of. We played music. We played soccer. It was good. Basketball, everything. It was pretty good.
That sounds great.
Right.
It's good to have some connections. And
Right.
so is there anything else that Welcoming the Stranger could do to help support new Mainers that you can think of?
Yeah, sure. Firstly, as they had did for me, and they keep doing it, especially Tony and Claudette. She didn't really help me financially, but she helped me mentally. You know, she really encouraged me to see the value of what I have, because sometimes you can be, or you might be smart, but you don't know exactly who you are, and you don't know how to set up your goals. She really helped me to have some goals, so I can build my future in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.